tech companies, for instance, Facebook and Google, offered surprisingly similar denials that they knew what was happening. I want to read you quickly what Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg wrote in a blog post. Facebook is not and has never been part of any program to give the U.S. or any other government direct access to our servers. We hadn't even heard of PRISM before yesterday. Google said very similar things. No direct access. We hadn't heard about PRISM till yesterday. And yet, Snowden was very matter-of-fact about what he was able to do at his workstation, effectively. And it sounds like, while there may be no backdoor, there's maybe is there some parsing of words happening here? That, I mean, how would the NSA be able to access some of the stuff that you're talking about, that Snowden talks about, and yet the tech companies say, actually, none of this is happening. Really, it's all a lie.
Well, basically how it works is the tech companies respond to warrants and they respond to court orders. So if it's a subpoena or a warrant, they will then respond to that. They literally handle thousands of cases from law enforcement. Predominantly they're criminal cases, but every now and then you'll have an espionage case or an intelligence case. So the law enforcement relationship with Google and Facebook is actually pretty strong. The intelligence community relationship is usually done through the law enforcement community. So the FBI is in essence the front entity for these kinds of actions. But what will happen is, while there is no direct access to the servers, NSA can look at these types of data if they have the permission to do so. And let's face it, every time we do anything nowadays, somehow the internet is involved, and NSA has basically moved from a radio-centric architecture to an internet-centric architecture. They've basically gone where the traffic has gone.
Colonel, is there a way for the NSA, for the intelligence apparatus overall, to see internet traffic without necessarily having, quote, direct access to tech company servers?
There is a way for them to look at traffic volume and things of that nature. It would be similar to what an internet service provider would see, for example, as they monitor their networks. They could do that in the aggregate, but then when it comes to going into specific things, a lot of other procedures have to be followed, and they don't go in directly to, say, a Google server or a Facebook server unless that company knows about it and unless that company has given permission. And they normally don't do that, as they said in their statements.
Will this change anything the NSA is doing going forward?
It's very possible. Anytime there's a revelation of this type, the procedures have to be looked at, and any procedures that are deemed to be not working or deemed to have been compromised are then changed as best as can be done. And in this particular case, you have a lot of technical challenges because basically what NSA has been doing is they've been gathering data in essence to provide that metadata background for what's going on in the world today. And so when they use that so that when they start to see anomalies of any type, they can then zero in on the anomalies in terms of traffic volume, in terms of other things like that. And so that's why they do what they do. But can this be done in another way? Yes, there are other ways to do this, but they're much more difficult and they are much more risky from a technical standpoint and may not produce the same results, quite frankly, that NSA believes it needs.
Okay. Colonel Cedric Layton, thank you so much for joining us this morning. That was very enlightening.
My pleasure. It's great to be with you.